Good afternoon. It is Monday, start of another work week. I hope you guys have an amazing week. I hope you had an amazing weekend. I just want to touch base and thank every single one of you guys for watching my last video on this channel and the amazing support and the confirmation of me making sure that I wasn't being rude. And I didn't think I was being rude, but again, all you guys who basically backed me up and said there was nothing wrong with the interaction you had. Again, the way I edit it, it's almost like I should re-upload just the interaction because it's pretty tame. I wasn't getting mad at them, they weren't getting mad at me. I was asking for something that they don't usually punch into the computer, and she didn't know how to do it. So we had to call the manager, and he came over and he figured it out. And I just said, I don't want the other stuff because I don't want to eat it. And if they had given that to me, I would have had to throw it away. I hate throwing food away, just like you guys probably hate throwing food away if you don't have to. So my whole goal for that video was to eat a chicken. That's all I wanted to do. I didn't want to have 4 rolls left over and sauce left over that I would have to throw in there. And if I had done that, I think people would have lost their cool on that as well. Let me know in the comments. I can't win. No matter what I do, I just can't win. But with you guys, I'm winning every day. So thank you. This morning, got up, made my coffee like usual, and then Carol and I leveled the stove. I actually went to my room, started editing show 12 for Carl. Just had to do all the tweaking stuff, send it to closed captioning, send it to the network, and then make a YouTube video out of it and put that in storage for Carl later on. As I was doing all that, Carol's like, can you help me with the stove? So I had to go pull the stove out, and then as she cleaned up behind the stove, as I was putting it back, she's like, oh, and it's not level, right? Because we've known for like the last year that or more that the stove wasn't really level. It didn't really affect anything, but when you're cooking and you put butter in the pan, it always slide towards you. So obviously the stove was exaggerated, tipped back a bit, or tipped down. And so while we had the stove out, we leveled it. So we got the level out, lifted the stove up, turned the little knobbies on the bottom of the front of the stove. We had to do it about 3 times because chances are where the stove sits and where we had to pull it out from the counter is probably not the same. So you have to like adjust, put it back in, put the level on it, see if it's level. Wasn't level yet. Take it out, adjust, put it back. Still not. I think I did it 4 times because you just don't know how many turns you need to lift it up a certain amount. But we figured it out, and so now our stove is perfectly level. Next time I do a cooking video for you guys, and when I put the butter in, you'll see it just sitting hopefully dead center in the middle of the pan. Again, the pans I have are really expensive pans, and they don't warp. We've had a couple cheap pans in the past when we didn't have a whole lot of money, so you had to buy a cheap frying pan, and they warp over time. And there's one that we have, like the whole bottom is like convexed or concaved, and you put anything in it, everything just goes to the outside immediately. So I'm glad I bought these all-clad pans because they are just amazing. Last night I started watching Andor. I'm now working again along the timeline of Star Wars, and this is the series of a gentleman by, his last name's Andor. I think his first name starts with a C, like Cassian Andor. And he is the gentleman he's the character in Rogue One who helped steal the plans and get them to Princess Leia. So I guess they figured in Rogue One it was so successful and they liked the character Andor. So they're like, you know what? I think we should tell more of a story about him leading up to Rogue One. So they made a series. I think it's 12 episodes. I'm on episode 4 or 5, and I think there's 12 altogether. I'm trying to think. I think the episode 4 that I'm on is now Andor is with this group of people that want to steal money from the Emperor or the Empire outpost thing where they have, like, I don't know, there's a lot of money that they want to steal. And so he's with that group right now in episode 4, I believe. But it's a great little series. It took at least the first 2. I remember trying to watch it about like a year ago, and I watched the first episode. I'm like, not interested. But now that I want to get more information, I kind of forced myself to get through the first 2 episodes, and now it's kind of picking up. It's a little bit better, but there's a couple annoying characters in there. There's a guy who, I guess the first episode, Andor gets in trouble and does something, I don't want to say anything, does something that makes a detective want to go after him, and that detective guy, he's just an annoying character because he's wasting resources and time trying to go after somebody who didn't need to go after, really. I see his point, but anyway, if you want to watch it, watch it. If you don't, or if you've watched it, let me know what you thought of the series Andor. So when this series is done, I get to watch my favorite Star Wars movie, which is Rogue One. It's one of my favorites because it's an adult Star Wars movie. It has all the elements of Star Wars, but no, like, you know, kind of like kiddish type stuff in it. You know, like, you know, C-3PO and R2-D2 and all that stuff. Everything about Star Wars, I love everything Star Wars. But all those movies back in the day, they were kind of like geared towards children and teenagers and young adults. But Rogue One is way more of like an adult action Star Wars movie, and I love that. I loved when they started doing that with Batman as well, because the earlier Batmans were kind of cartoon. Whoa, a bird just flew right out, just missed him. He is lucky. Yeah, and I liked when the Batman series got a little more Batman-ish, and Batman is a vigilante, and he, in the cartoon or the comic book series, he would hurt people and break their bones to get information and stuff, because he's a vigilante. He's not a police officer. You know, his one rule is he never killed anybody, never shot anybody, but he uses his little spikes and things. He hurts people a lot, and I don't recall. Does he kill? Yeah, I don't know if he kills anybody in the comic books, but he's a vigilante, so he's just trying to stop crime in his own way. But he never kills. That's his one rule. Achilles. His one rule is an Achilles heel. Anyway, it's like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm headed down to Bradford to go to Good Life to do a full-on workout. And after that, I am going to go to Tim Hortons and do the 4 pizzas and sample them all and let you know which one is my favorite. I think they're all the same price, $7.99, except the first one, which is just the cheese, and it's like $1 cheaper. So it's like $6.99 for the cheese pizza, and then all the other ones are $7.99. I have them all written down, and everything's ready to go. But I had to like remind myself to grab Carol reminded me to grab the steering wheel tray, and since Moose was in the way of Rusty, it was easier to get the wooden one over the plastic one. So I was planning on doing like a road trip extravaganza. That's all I can tell you right now at this moment. There's a very cool road trip that I want to do, but I'm still trying to get shows edited for Carl. Again, he's my client, and I've been editing for him for 12 years. I can always work around his stuff because of the nature of my channel and what I do. So he has deadlines and things, so I kind of always change my plans around his plans because it's easier that way, and we get our stuff done eventually, and I can always do different things on my channel. But I need to do this amazing trip that I've not booked out, but planned out for you. I really want to tell you guys stuff about it, but I can't. And that guy almost drove right out in front of me. I also have 2 like flying out of Canada trips that aren't booked, but are in the back of my head, ready to go. And they're, you know, I've talked to travel agents and kind of got like the possible best times to go, and you know, again, I try to always do these as inexpensively as I can, because you just never know how much money you're going to make on these videos. You know, if somebody in Winnipeg wanted me to come out to their restaurant and paid me a certain amount of money, then I know how much money I'm going to make. But when it comes to YouTube earnings and AdSense, I have no idea how much money I'm going to make. So sometimes you make good money, sometimes you might break even, sometimes you don't break even. Anyway, so I'm trying to plan out a few trips. One is to, I'm going to give you a couple little hints. One is to like South Carolina. Actually, two are to South Carolina. And one is to Nevada. And one is, here's 4 I got planned in the back of my head. Another one to Alberta. I'm not going to tell you any more than that. Anyway, so I'm going to go work off some of these calories before we eat some calories, because that's the way you got to do it. Have a great day, guys. I really appreciate you guys being on this channel and watching my videos. It means a lot to me, all right? Talk to you guys later. Bye.